Hey, what's going on guys? So lately I've been seeing a lot of comments from you guys saying I should start putting out some Bleach content onto the channel. Bleach is actually one of my favorite animes, believe it or not, but I just haven't gotten around to making a video on it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. In this video, we're going to be looking at 10 things that you probably never noticed while watching the Bleach anime. I got a pretty good response when I did this for Soul Eater, and hopefully you guys learned something new about the series that maybe you didn't know before. A fair warning though, I'm most likely going to mispronounce a name here or there, but I'll try my best not to mess them up too terribly. So without that said and done, I hope you guys enjoy. Number 10. Starting off this list is one that I'm sure all of you missed, unless of course you know a bit of Japanese. In some of the earlier episodes of the series, the number 15 can be seen on Ichigo's bedroom door. Some would say this is a reference to his age at the time, however it is actually also a reference to his name. In Japanese, the number 1 can be read as Ichi and the number 5 can be read as Go. Putting these two numbers side by side would spell out Ichigo. Number 9. In the English version of episode 93, during Rukia's battle against Yoshi, she says this. However, Hado number 33 is actually Sokatsui. Byakudai is actually Hado number 4. This is simply a dubbing error as Rukia never makes this mistake in the Japanese version. What I found funny about this one is about 2 minutes after the error, Rukia performs the exact same Kido, except this time she calls it by the correct name. Number 8. In episode 182, there is a scene where Ichigo is shown fighting the current captain of Squad 3, Shusuke Amagai. And I just wanted to mention real quick before all the fanboys start calling me out in the comments, yes, I'm aware this is a filler character. Anyways, in the beginning of their battle, Shusuke can be seen drawing his Zanpakuto. However, after releasing his Shikai, you can spot another hilt sticking out of his robe. The design of this hilt is the exact same color as his Zanpakuto in its normal state, and is a fluke made by the animation team. Number 7. Before acquiring hollow powers and being banished from the Soul Society, Lisa Yadamaru was revealed to be the previous lieutenant of Squad 8, led by head captain Shunsui Kyoraku. However, in episode 211, during the introductory narration, she is mistakenly titled as lieutenant of Squad 9. This is not only true for the English dub, but also the Japanese version. What I find interesting about this one is that Squad 9's lieutenant at the time was actually Mashiro Kuna, who was one of the people that went missing, which Lisa was just instructed to help find. Number 6. There is a slight inconsistency with the depiction of Kumamura's Bankai within the anime. When it is first shown during his battle with Kenpachi, Kokoju Tengen Mio is actually shown to have gray skin, but is later on changed to orange. This is because it wasn't until chapter 328 that his actual skin color was revealed within the manga. Something similar also happens to the lieutenant of Squad 2, Morechio Omaida. When initially used against Ichigo, his Shikai appears to have large silver spikes sticking out of a black ball, but in later episodes the spikes are smaller and matching the rest of the Shikai. Interestingly enough, this is also true within the manga. However, in chapter 548, his Shikai is shown to revert back to its first form, so as of making this video, it's still not clear which is correct. Number 5. In episode 283, just as Stark is falling to his death, he has a flashback remembering his fellow Espada comrades, while at the same time repeating the words, "I'm not alone." This is because to him, being a member of the Espada gave him a sense of purpose, with the group being the closest thing he ever had to friends or family. Although if you pay attention to the flashback, you'll notice that there are actually only 8 Espada shown, instead of the remaining 9. The member that was left out was actually Yami, the 10th Espada. Number 4. During the conclusion to the battle between Zail and Captain Mayuri Kurotsuchi, Zail is affected by a drug that dramatically heightens all 5 senses, simply known as the superhuman drug. The drug's intensity is so great that it leaves the Arrancar with an extremely slow reaction time, leaving him utterly defenseless. Mayuri then begins to run his blade through to Zail's heart, who slowly attempts to block it by raising his left hand, although the sword ultimately ends up going through. However, during the point of view that we get of Zail's heightened state, where time seems to be moving much more slowly, the sword is actually shown piercing his right hand. Not only that, but when it returns back to normal time, he now has his right hand up instead of his left. Number 3. When Uryu's father Ryuken Ishida was first introduced in episode 110 of the anime, he is shown to have white hair. However, his first ever appearance actually takes place during a flashback in episode 44, and he is shown to have brown hair. This is kinda weird, as in the manga version of the scene as well as all later appearances, his hair has always been shown as white. To be completely honest with you guys, I have no explanation for this one, so it's most likely they just forgot or something. Number 2. Due to the fact that his eyes are almost always shown closed, you may have never noticed this, but the color of Gin's eyes are actually light blue. However, in some of the earlier episodes, they can actually be seen as red. I'm not exactly sure why this change occurred, and I'm guessing the majority of people probably never even noticed it to begin with, as most people were probably just surprised to see his eyes at all. Number 1. In episode 204, there is a scene where Ichigo and his friends are all sitting together at a restaurant. Well, sitting just behind Ichigo, you can spot a girl with purple hair. Although you never actually get to see her face, some of you may have already recognized her as Senna, a Soul Reaper that appears within the Bleach movie Memories of Nobody. Personally, I thought this was one of the coolest things I found hidden within the Bleach anime. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed this countdown. I'll be honest, I didn't know any of the things mentioned in this video prior to making it, so hopefully the information was new for you as well. I'm definitely going to start bringing some more Bleach content onto the channel, so if there's a specific video you want me to make, go ahead and leave it in the comment down below. Also, go ahead and drop the word Senna down below to let me know you made it to the end of this video. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you could tap that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe for future videos. If you have an idea for a top 10, leave a comment down below. I make top 10s on just about anything. And with that being said, I'll thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.